Hi, I'm Jim Hoft, the founder and editor of the Gateway Pundit, and I am releasing a video today that might be a bit uncomfortable, but I think it's very important that the American public hears what I have to say, especially with the events that are coming up further later this month. So for those of you who don't know the Gateway Pundit, we're a large conservative website. We continue to grow year after year, and we had another record year in 2024. Thank you to our readers. We had over 1 billion page visits to the Gateway Pundit, and that is despite the fact that we are still severely censored and blacklisted by the tech giants, Facebook, X, and Google. This has been going on since 2016. In 2016, the Harvard and the Columbia Journalism Review listed the news outlets that were the most prominent, the most influential in helping Donald Trump during his election. Gateway Pundit was listed number 4 behind Breitbart and Fox News and The Hill. And since that time, we have been censored, and our Facebook traffic has completely been obliterated. We know through the Missouri v. Biden case that Gateway Pundit was listed generally at the top of their list when they're trying to censor someone and silence them. There have been numerous government and tech associations that have been developed that have focused on censoring conservatives, censoring independent media. Gateway Pundit's always top on the list. So the Gateway Pundit, with our success, we started looking for tickets for the inauguration. And so I started making some calls, and I heard that you have to have someone in Congress, you have to reach out to them and have them ask for the tickets to get into the inauguration. Now at Gateway Pundit, we have a few young families, and we're a very small outlet that produces an enormous amount of content and gets an enormous amount of traffic. But there's just a few of us, and we have some families, and we have about 10, 12, 15 people who want to come. There's one family, they have probably 5 kids, but they wanted to go to the inauguration. Of course, it's going to be historic. And so we started looking for these tickets. So I reached out to at least 3 different congressmen's offices. We did not hear from one, even though we routinely put some of their reporting up, and we certainly, continue to support all of these Republican congressmen and women. We heard from a couple others that they didn't have tickets. I actually ran into a congressman at the airport I was in his district, and I asked him about tickets, and he said that he'd been out for quite a while, and that he even talked to some of the Democrats in the state of Florida where he's located, and they said they didn't have tickets either. So anyway, there's no tickets there. So we try that avenue. Then I reach out to a couple of my writers, a couple of contributors at Gateway Pundit. They start digging into finding how do we get tickets to this historic inauguration for Donald Trump. Everybody's excited about it. The country's excited. We're looking so forward to turning the next page and saving this country, which needs to be done. So a couple of writers reach out to some contacts they have, congressmen and women. I believe we were able to score 2 tickets from one congressman-elect, and we tried some other congressmen, no luck. So that's sort of where we are at this point. And so we decided to get a bit creative. We reached out to the new communication person, let me just say that, for the Trump campaign going into the new administration. she actually gave us a connection to a couple people. We wrote them for tickets for the inaugural. Granted, people out there who don't understand this, there's about 1 million people who show up for this. And considering it's Donald Trump and his historic second victory, and the place we are as a nation, I suspect he could get 5 million people there if he wanted to. I think Donald Trump is that popular, and we've certainly seen it at his rallies, the amount of energy and the amount of support that this man has. So we didn't have much, actually, we had no luck with the communication staff. Then we hear, so I reach out to my friends in Michigan. There's some great grassroots Republican activists up there. Reach out to them and ask them for any ideas how they could help us get tickets. And they did get back to us, and they told us to go to this, it's a Trump inaugural site, and put in a couple names. So we did that. And so I was going to tell our group to do the same thing. And then they wrote me and said, no, just you should do this. And then I hear, what's interesting about that is, but then it's not like a secret site. I thought maybe this was a special place where you're assured tickets. And then I find out that it's actually, someone else sends me the same site because I'm continuing to look for tickets, right? Plus run the website, plus do everything else I have to do, plus a little jaunt in the hospital for a week over Christmas. So we're doing all of this, and we have no luck with the ticket situation from the Trump administration, their Trump inaugural. So what we do then next is we fill out for a couple tickets at the inaugural page, and I understand that a lot of people have been sent to this page. They're filling out their information, and you know what happens? It's nothing. You don't hear anything. So it's been, I believe, 3 weeks since we did that. Haven't heard a word. Signed out to fill up this form, and so then we tried. I have a friend who in the Trump campaign who's been moved over to, I believe he's going to work with the administration. I hope so. He's a wonderful person. And he was kind enough. He said, Jim, try this. Try to go to the media page. So we sign up for the media page. And so then the media page does get back to us and says, okay, you've come here, but you really need to go to this other media page. So we go to the other media page and we sign out something so that we can get some people inside the inaugural, where there's going to be 1 million people, and you would think that Gateway Pundit might be able to score a couple tickets, for a couple of people inside. I'm not asking for front row seats. I'm asking for some seats, maybe, a quarter mile back. I really don't care. I just want to go to the inauguration, and that's where I am. And I have some people who report to me, and I want them to go because we love President Trump. So we did that with the inaugural press. Of course, we haven't heard that back from them. It's still pending on their website. And so this is where we are. And this is just a few of the places that we've looked for tickets for the Trump inauguration. I sound like a little whiny bitch. I understand that. But there's something more important that I wanted to mention to you, and that is that I started talking to other people. And I started talking, how are you guys having success with getting tickets for the Trump inaugural? Of course, no was the answer. I know a lot of grassroots people. I have a home in Missouri, and my friend down by Springfield, where it's a very big Trump contingent, very red area of Missouri, a lot of votes. He called his congressman. He said no, he didn't hear anything, so he decided he's just not going to go. So it's very sad to me. And what I'm realizing is they're boxing out the Trump voters. Somebody made a decision that they're only going to give out so many tickets to the Trump inauguration, and some people obviously are put before others, and I understand that top donors should be put before others, but I also understand where the hell are the tickets going. I want to know that. Why are the middle class not getting the tickets? These are the Trump voters. Anybody who understands this country, anyone who's traveled outside a big city for the past 8 years, knows that when you go outside of the city limits, it's all Trump territory. All Trump territory. You see sign after sign after sign. My concern is that these people are being boxed out and they're not going to be able to come see President Trump. I'm thrilled that Trump is going to have a rally the day before. Maybe some of these people can come see him then before the inauguration. But at this point, it's very sad and depressing that the base voters are not going to be able to attend the inauguration. I also want to add that even if they did get a ticket at this point, and I'm talking the middle class, the lower working class Americans, the same people who flocked to see Trump on January 6th when there was 1 million people at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C., and they came out to support him because they love Donald Trump and they love what he stands for and they love their country. These same people will be able to go to the rally where there's 20,000 seats, but they won't be able to get into the inauguration. It's just, this is how they've decided to handle it. I don't know who's running this. I looked up some names. I have some names. I don't think I need to mention them. I also looked up how many tickets are being, shared with the American public. I know that every congressman gets so many tickets. Okay, so I got all that down. But I understand now that someone made the decision in the Trump campaign that they're going to prioritize one group, and they're not going to prioritize the true Trump base, which is the middle class, the lower working class. And so I wanted to put this out there. I'm very disappointed about this. I'm of course kind of I say that I'm angry that we're having such a difficult time with Gateway Pundit, and I know that the working class people out there, they'll make a call or two and then they'll quit. We've made at least 20 different contacts, reached out to try to get tickets. Okay. But the average person will reach out to one or two and then they won't come. And then if they are able to get a ticket, they'll find out that the hotels have been booked and sold out. So all the donors got the hotel rooms. All the GOP workers got the hotel rooms. All the state committees and this and that. But the working class Trump supporter will be out of luck. So they'll have to stay an hour or two outside of Washington, D.C., or they'll have to drive in and then drive out that day. So this is the situation we're in. And I want to be also very clear. I don't blame Donald Trump for this. I don't think he knows this is going on. And I know because I've had not run-ins, but I've dealt with for 20 years the Republican Party. So I understand they would rather that I shut my mouth and not say anything about this. But I think it's an important enough issue that I should release a video. And so that's what I did today. And I wanted y'all to know that this is going on. And I don't know if it's too late to correct this or not, but I think it's tragic. I think this was a big miss. I think Donald Trump, again, could have had 5 million people there if he wanted to. Maybe they're trying to cut it down because of security or some reason. They haven't notified me, certainly, about that. So I'm sure there are a lot of excuses, but the working class people will not be represented. The people who love Trump, have supported him from day one through the thick and thin, I think they're out of luck. And so I wanted to put that out today. And I look forward to the Trump campaign. I hope I hear back from them. Anyway, thanks so much. Thanks for your continued support. And I just felt like this was something important enough for me to come out and make a statement on. Thank you.